Hello everyone, I'm Shivani Mutana from Yourstory and welcome to this panel discussion on decoding the age of passionpreneurs. Now, just to set the context, with new sources of information widening the world's horizons, people are taking up new interests and careers and increasingly listening to their hearts. In fact, as traditional jobs take a backseat, we are seeing the rise of a class of professionals who are driven by passion and are not shying away from taking the road less traveled to find their purpose in life. Motivated by the mantra to use their passion to achieve success, these professionals, or passionpreneurs as they're being called today, are charting a roadmap for holistic and sustainable business growth. These professionals are also sharing their learnings with others to build cohesive communities of like-minded people. So to give us an overview of what it takes to turn your passion into your purpose, we have with us an interesting panel of Amway direct sellers as well as a startup founder who have all scripted their success stories by giving up their cushy jobs to turn entrepreneurs. So let me quickly introduce the panelists to you. First up, we have with us Monica Bindra, founder and CEO of Lalqa, which manufactures biodegradable sanitary napkins. She's an alumna of BITS Pilani and was a chemical engineer as well as market researcher before becoming an entrepreneur. We also have with us Swagatika Chand, a Bengaluru-based fitness coach. She turned her passion for health into an entrepreneurial opportunity with Amway. Next up, we have with us Sunil Kumar, who was a teacher before he started his own business with a key interest in fitness. We're also joined today by Taru Gupta, who turned to entrepreneurship after working in the hotel industry for a few years. Also on the panel with us, we have Anjali Sinha with a passion for fitness. She aims to help people lead healthier lifestyles. And Gurunspal Singh Man, he's also with us on the panel. He started his own business 9 years ago and is now motivating other people, several people in fact, to stay fit with his innovative thinking and style. So thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us today on the panel. Look forward to an engaging and exciting, inspirational discussion with all of you. So let's head straight into it. And Gurans, if I can start with you first, if you can tell us about, when you really discovered your passion, what's the story behind it, and when is it that you really decided to turn your passion into a profession?
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me today here. Well, I was doing my engineering. After completing my engineering, I had so many options in my life to pursue my career with other corporate worlds. But then, there was a time in my life where I was around the fitness. I was doing the gymming, and my fitness trainer always used to, insist me to go on to the protein supplementation. I was very young, and I was allowed to, to grab any brand and use any kind of protein. Then one of my relatives just introduced me to the nucleate all-plant protein. It was very interesting experience. My mother, my family also started using the artistry and the nucleate products, and they just did a wonder on our, the lifestyle especially. So before then, I never had an idea that I can turn my passion or a hobby into a passion, into profits also. So Nucleate and Amway gave me something that I can lead my passion, the fitness, and also build my own entrepreneurial journey. So those experiences we started, sharing with our friends, the families through different platforms. Even we used social that time, and we got so many positive responses from our friends and families. This is how, the entrepreneurial spark ignited in me. And it was very different until the first year that I never, went on to find any job or doing anything else other than this. And I started building as a career in my Amway. Now it's been many years, and Amway, from the last many years, the platform, the training, the guidance, the hand holding that Amway offers actually make it so much easier for us. Amway has consistently evolving, especially through the pandemic times. The kind of digital sports and the tools that Amway is offering is just remarkable. Never, I did face any challenges, and not there were any time, which impacted my business. By the virtue of the products, the positioning of the brand, and my social communities, it has increased in the last 18 months or so. And all thanks to the kind of platforms that we have developing around our communities. I think it has been a great decision for me because there is not a moment when I feel low or demotivated, because my venture around my passion and what I better than that, it is better than 9 to 5 I would have been in my life, and better actually to inspire so many people. I get to inspire so many people, and aware that I can actually live with their passion and earn from it. So how it really depends how you connect with your people. I use social media a lot, to connect with my friends and new customers. This is how I bring them into my business, and I show them my passion. And this is what 18 years of 20 years of old guy is looking for today. They want to follow their passion. They want to earn money. They want to live free. And this is what Amway and Nucleate is, offering. So thank you.
Sure, Gurans, thanks so much for really sharing your journey with us, and it's really interesting that you never really took up a corporate job or fell into that, rat race, so to speak, of a corporate 9 to 5 job, which many of us sort of started with when we initially started our careers. You, right from the get-go, took up your passion and turned it into your profession. So, a very inspiring journey there that you shared with us. Now, coming to you, Taru, looking at the flip side, you were in a corporate job before you really took that plunge into entrepreneurship. So if you can tell us, what were the key reasons that motivated you into making that switch, and how has your journey been so far?
The journey started because I was looking for a solution to a problem. I did my MBA, I started working in the hospitality industry. And while growing up, I had observed a few things. I had seen, I come from a very good family. My dad is a senior level bureaucrat. My mom was a homemaker though. And a lot of cousins working very good, into top professions. What I saw growing up was, I saw two kind of women in my family. I saw some women who took a sabbatical from their careers because of their kids, but I didn't see them in a happy place. They made a big sacrifice, but internally they were very, very sad. And I saw them being very lost moms, especially when their kids left home for college and things like that. The other category of professional women I saw in my family, in my close circles, were some women who pursued their career. Some of them were very successful doctors, all professions. And when their kids didn't do well by society standards or something, they took all the blame on themselves. They were like, they were guilty. That, maybe I didn't give enough time to my kids. I didn't give them enough attention. So I was seeing a contrast. I was seeing professionals being very confused, being very lost. Am I doing a good thing by quitting my career and taking care of my kids? Or am I going wrong pursuing my career? Now, I did my education. I wanted to become something. I wanted to be independent. I really wanted to make a mark. But this thought was also lurking in my mind that I don't want to stand at the same crossroads. In fact, as a child, I was very demanding, and I told my mom is a super smart lady. And everywhere my dad would have postings, she would get a job offer, and I would put my foot down and say, I want you home when I come back from school. And my mom never did a job all her life. And now these two things were bearing very heavily on my mind. I was pretty young, but I was thinking, what if my kids want me home? I want a solution. I want to have an identity. I want to grow. I want to create an impact, but I don't want to be in that a guilty mom, either this way or that way. I was just 23. I started when all these thoughts, this was in my college time, like 20 to 23, that age group. 24, I took a plunge into entrepreneurship. And it happened. I'm a mom to a 16-year-old and a 10-year-old now. And I'm really telling you, I'm in a very, very happy place. What keeps me going, the journey has been beautiful. Obviously, entrepreneur's journey is full of struggles. It does not come easy, right? Struggles are different for different people. A lot of times it could be financial for somebody. It could come in different forms. My parents were very disappointed when I threw up my job and I said goodbye. I want to take a deep dive into doing something of my own. It was heartbreaking for them because they spent so much money on my education and they really wanted to see. I did the only reason I chose HR was because when I used to read articles in magazines, I used to say, VP HR, VP marketing, their names would feature in magazines. And the reason that motivated me to take up HR was only to get my name in a magazine someday. So my parents were very disappointed when I said goodbye to my career. But then, so that was one. The second thing was, there was risk, right? What if, when any entrepreneur's journey, nobody can guarantee anything. You don't make money right in your first year or something, right? So you do take a little bit of a financial hit. You're not so sure about yourself. But what kept me going? The first thing, I found my passion along the way, actually, Shivani. It wasn't that right from day one I got passionate about wellness. It came along the way because, like I said in the beginning, I was looking for a solution and I found my answers in being an entrepreneur. So the risk was there, I agree, but then it's been very, very fulfilling. In fact, what gives me the kick to get out and work, get out of my bed and work hard every day is the impact I'm able to create for other women who are going through the same thoughts but don't know where to go. There's another girl on my team, a very powerful leader. She comes from a tier 3 town, let me say a town. Very ambitious, lecturer, comes from a very wealthy family, very reputed family. But in a small town, reputed families, girls are not allowed to do a lot of things, right? If you do something, what will the society say? Like, this is so-and-so's daughter needs to do a job. So this girl, again, very, very passionate about wellness. When I see her spreading her wings and living her dreams, she's become such a powerful influence. She was asked not to do a job, not to step out of home and just be a mom because wealth, it's a wealthy family, but she was looking to create an identity. Now, everybody in her family is so proud of her. One more girl, totally on the other side of the spectrum, totally uneducated, lost her husband when she was very young, with a small child in her hand. Shivani, if you hear her story, I mean, she's such an inspiration. She is a living example of grit, determination, and the power of the human mind. Anybody who hears her story, they cannot but get out of their chair and cheer for her. What drives me is, it's not about me. I am very happy where I am in my life, but what fills me with joy, what nourishes my soul is that I have been able to empower other women from all different walks of life. Some of them were not looking for money, they were looking for an identity. Some of them were looking for a solution just to kind of, follow their spirit, follow their heart. So I've been able to do that, and that has made my journey very worthwhile.
Sure, Taru, lots of aspects that you brought up over there in terms of financial aspects, in terms of, the social stigma attached to it. And really the bottom line being the finding a solution to what makes you happy and really balancing work, balancing family, all of that. So it's interesting that we have so many women on the panel to really discuss this further. And, the fact that taking up your passion seems to be the solution. So very enlightening there in terms of how other members of your team as well managed to make that breakthrough and really live their life through their purpose and really see what it and where it takes them. So thanks for that, Taru, and bringing Monica into this as well, because Monica, you run a women specific business catering to women as well. You've been a chemical engineer and market researcher in the past, had a couple of companies, and now clearly donned several hats. So if you look back at the lessons that you've learned in all these roles, what really stands out? And if you can also tell us how you really tackle the initial challenges of switching professions to follow your passion.
Firstly, thank you so much, Shivani, for having me over. And it's wonderful to hear all the stories today. They are so encouraging. So here I would love to share my story with you. After passing out from the college, it was a very straightforward answer, a good, nice corporate job, 9 to 5, and not to worry about anything else, enjoying your weekends with your family. But I would say any working mom would understand where I'm coming from. When your kids are in the growing years, that is where you start feeling guilty and feel whether the corporate job is worth it because of the time sacrifice you need to do with your kids. So caught in the same dilemma, I actually quit my work from the full-time corporate job, but that passion in me kept brewing all the while. And the passion I had was always to do something meaningful for girls, for girl empowerment, to be able to bring a difference to some women whom I know. And that passion kept growing in me. And though God is kind and I was leading a comfortable life, And my husband did not he was earning well, so I did not have any need to step out of my comfort zone. But in my 40s, I realized that I was too comfortable and I was enjoying life too much. So I really had to come back to my work, to my calling, to my passion. And I started looking what next to be done in life, because passion is the soul of your it is actually nurturing your soul if you can follow your passion. So my passion got a direction when my daughters complained about the rashes from her sanitary napkins during her periods. And that was the time the chemical engineer and the mom in me set out to action. And I realized there is so much that can be done in this field. It is only because society treats menstrual stuff to be still as stigma and taboo to be discussed. So not many companies come out in the open and talk about these things to their girls. It's a very shut topic to be discussed in behind the doors with your mom and sisters alone. You can't talk about it with your brother, with your father, any other male member, be it at your school or be it at your work. So I wanted to break this taboo and not only provide help to my daughter to make her period experience the most comfortable, but the society at large. I really wanted to give the most comfortable period experience. And with my background in some environment related projects in my previous corporate job, I wanted to look at the environment angle as well. Today, not many girls are comfortable to switch to menstrual cups and tampons. So everything said and done, most of the girls in India still use sanitary napkins. Hence, what was the best product in the sanitary napkins was something which I made my mission to discover. And today I'm very happy and proud to say that Lalqa is one of the softest and the most comfortable sanitary napkin offered to the Indian market. And of course, as you said, the struggle, starting a startup in your 40s can never be easy because there is so much new, which I had to learn at this age. It's like, something about the digital strategies, social media strategies. As COVID has actually brought the whole world to a digital place now. So there's so much to, keep up to it, to learn all these things. But if it is your passion, then you don't feel like it is work. And for me, my Lalqa is actually like my third baby. I'm a mom to 18-year-old and a 23-year-old. And everybody knows at home, this is my third baby and it is a part of me and my dream.
Very well said and very well put, Monica. In spite of all the odds, at 40, you sort of went up and took that entrepreneurial plunge to follow your passion. And like you said, taking up your passion is literally like nurturing your soul. And kudos to what your company is doing and what it's doing for women on the whole as well. So really staying on this topic, Anjali, you've also been successfully building your business with your partner over the years. You intend to be a role model for women who also want to take the plunge into entrepreneurship. So how do you think times have really evolved to make it easier for women to unleash their spirit of entrepreneurship while also maintaining work-life balance? Both Monica and Taru spoke about it. What has been your experience?
Thank you, Shivani, having me here. First of all, I would like to say that, when I am an engineer by education, right? And I was working in the IT industry. I still work in the IT industry. And alongside, I always wanted to be an entrepreneur, right? Just not because it will give me a lot of financial stability and flexibility, but also through that, I felt that I will be able to inspire a lot of women. Right. So that is what I was looking for. And then when I saw this opportunity along with my husband, Amway direct selling industry, right? So I felt that this is the place where I need to be. And I felt that this can help me in exploring my aspiration to inspire a lot of women. Right. So that is when I have started building this business along with my husband. And I started building a good amount of team and started involving a lot of women in my team, right? So that is when I saw that their dreams have started working for themselves. And when I saw that the ladies in my team are growing, I felt that it is very important for a successful woman act like an engine, right? So that she can carry that drive towards another woman's advancement as well. Right. So that is where this opportunity has helped me a lot. in understanding how I can inspire more and more women in the world, right? And it makes me so happy to see that today, right, from the time I have started the business, right, when I started the business, I was just 24. I was just out of the college, engineering college, and I was working in IT industry as well. And I understood that there is the perspective about women and in the business and in the world was very different when I started. And now if I see the perception has changed, and role also has changed drastically in the business. And today I see that there are a lot of women who are just not taking the charge of their business, but they're running it very successfully, and they're also inspiring a lot of women too, right? Today, if I look back, what has made the easier is to overcome all these hurdles in their life is to maintain the work-life balance, the digital industry, right? And the flexibility this direct selling industry is providing us. So this is how, I'm able to manage my own personal life as well as work-life balance along with my corporate job.
Sure, Anjali, interesting there that you pointed out in the end that you do maintain a corporate job, but you also run your entrepreneurial venture to follow your passion, and really, enlightening that you have been able to sort of pass it on to other women, build a community, build an ecosystem, and empower other women through your journey. And as they say, you educate a woman or a girl child, and they sort of educate a generation. So essentially, the bottom line being that you sort of pass it on, and that really makes everybody stronger. So thank you for that, Anjali. And we spoke about building a community. Let's delve into that a little bit more, because I think that's really the essence of being a passionpreneur as well. And Sunil, if you can come in on that, in the past you've been a teacher, now you're a cycling enthusiast, and now an entrepreneur as well. You've been creating a large community, have a huge following on social media. So tell us a bit about your journey, how you're building communities in terms of bringing people together, sharing your passion, and how does the support from the digital community that you receive help you to move forward in your professional life?
थैंक यू शिवानी. मैं आपसे स्टार्ट करना चाहूँगा. एक्चुअली आई एम फ्रॉम वेरी स्मॉल विलेज फ्रॉम हरियाणा. आई एम फ्रॉम वेरी हम्बल बैकग्राउंड. I get my education from government schools from my village, and then I go to in government college. And in my college education, I am a student leader, and I learn lots of things about how to lead the people. At that time, I am working with a mainstream media house of Haryana. I am writing for editorial page, and then after my education, I work with electronic media also for 1.5 years. And then I start my career as a teacher, as a math teacher in Hisar, Haryana. And at that time, I get married, and my wife see the opportunity of the Amway business, and I am not interested actually in initial days in this business, because I have different thought, and I have no idea the potential of the Amway business. How much big. Then we start together, we start understanding the opportunity, how it is working. And initially there is lots of challenge, बहुत सारा संघर्ष था Amway business को करते हुए, because we are from a different background. We have village background, and we have no idea how direct selling industry is working, how much big potential in this. Then we are going in the field and talking about the Amway products and the Amway business opportunity, and we have lots of rejection at that time. So lots of time we get some doubts, business hoga ya nahi hoga. These are the initial days, but with the help of Amway, and they help us to build this business with the lots of tools, digital tools and all. And then it was 10.5 years back when I start Amway business. And right now जब मैं पीछे मुड़ के देखता हूँ, उस संघर्ष के बारे में सोचता हूँ, तो मुझे लगता है कि ये शायद हर एंटरप्रेन्योर के साथ होता है, ये सबके साथ होता है. और संघर्ष के बाद जो जीत मिलती है, संघर्ष के बाद जो आप सफलता पाते हैं, जो सक्सेस पाते हैं, उसका अलग मजा है उसको आप बड़े आराम से सेलिब्रेट कर सकते हैं, और वो जो फीलिंग है। और जब 2 साल पहले कोविड के दौरान, आई हैव जस्ट वन प्लेटफॉर्म ऑन सोशल प्लेटफॉर्म, फेसबुक, just some pic I post on Facebook. I have no idea about the Instagram, but Amway inspire me. I go on Instagram. I have fear in my क्या पोस्ट करूं, क्या ना पोस्ट करूं, क्या कंटेंट लिखना है, लॉट्स ऑफ फियर। बट I just start posting about my cycling, because cycling is my passion from my schooling days. I have lots of long ride on cycling. When I am in 10th class, my father gifted me a cycle, and initial days when I start my job as a teacher, the same cycle I am using to go to the school also for teaching. So I have lots of passion about cycling, and when I start posting the same post on Instagram with Amway product cycling, I just start getting some followers, comments, people like my post, and I just get कि there is something जहाँ से मैं और बहुत सारे लोगों को अपने साथ जोड़ सकता हूँ, like minded people मेरे साथ आ सकते हैं। And at the same time, Amway helped me. Amway launch a creator program, and creator program spot me how post, how build the content, क्या पोस्ट करना है, किस तरीके से करना है, किस तरह की कंटेंट को बिल्ड करना है जहाँ से मैं ज़्यादा फॉलोअर्स पा सकता हूँ। एंड राइट नाउ जब मैं देखता हूँ, आई हैव मोर देन 15K फॉलोअर्स राइट नाउ इन जस्ट 2 ईयर। आई जस्ट वांट टू से कि एमवे बिजनेस एक ऐसी अपॉर्चुनिटी है जो यूथ के साथ चलती है, जो पैशन के साथ चलती है, जिसमें उत्साह की जरूरत है। मेरे एमवे बिजनेस की जर्नी में जो मैंने सक्सेस हासिल की है, उसमें इन सारी चीजों ने काम किया है। आई हैव वेरी बिग टीम ऑफ यूथ, बहुत सारे एंटरप्रेन्योर्स ऐसे हैं जो मेरे साथ जुड़े हुए हैं। दे आर सक्सेसफुल इन एमवे बिजनेस, दे आर अर्निंग मनी। द वन कॉमन थिंग, वी ऑल आर यूथ, we have lots of energy, we have lots of passion and big dreams. We are working together, or this is our strength.
Sure, Sunil, thank you so much. Very inspirational and motivational, you know, that you started from humble beginnings, but you have managed to follow your passion, really, you know, live your dream from being a teacher to following your childhood passion of cycling, building a community around it, and also sort of spreading this business opportunity via Amway that you came across, and really inspiring so many youth, as you mentioned. So thanks for sharing that journey with us as well, Sunil. Coming to you as well, Swagatika, you know, you have a large community as well. Sunil spoke a little bit about it. In terms of staying connected and engaged with them, what do you really do in terms of, you know, sharing your experience with them, motivating them going forward, engaging them, and how do they in turn help you grow your business? And also give us a sense of how this Amway business really happened to you. How did you come across it?
Okay, thank you so much for having me here. I'm Swagatika. So coming with my background, so I have done my engineering and then landed up here in Bangalore, like doing a typical IT job. And that's where I thought my job is doing good. I am, you know, feeling good about it. The salary is good, but ultimately somewhere, you know, it was not my passion. I was looking to do something. So if I talk about passion, is something which is a strong desire which you really wanted to do. So always my passion was into the social media, you know, posting something, if I'm doing something, to let my friends know about it. So those were the things that really attracted me. And that's where 2 years back when I got married, so with the marriage came this business. So my husband introduced this business to me, and it was very new to me. But I, you know, saw it in a way that, you know, let me just attach my passion towards it. So my definitely passion was to meet new people, be really social. And that's where I found it. And then when I started building this business, Amway had a really big support where we understood that everything is online and it makes the business very, very easier. And that's where I thought that social media platform can be used in a much better way where we can reach to so many people. So if I talk about fitness industry or through the social media, then physical world is something which can be divided in terms of a city, country, and places. But when we talk about a social media platform, it is the virtual platform. It doesn't require anything. It just require you to be present there. So that's where I started posting about my own journey, started that small journey or influencer, and starting that passion, turning that passion into business. And that's where I was able to transform so many people's life. So when this slowly grows, you understand, and your goals become bigger and bigger to help so many people, where in return, when you see your friends and family getting good health, they are losing weight, they are becoming fit, so definitely they will spread that word of mouth, and you will start getting lot of clients, lot of people, and you will be like an inspirational person in your society. And that's where people will start looking you and keep following you in the social media. So coming to a lot of platform, if I talk about Instagram, Facebook, so earlier I was just using it just like that. But few years back, I got this passion for travel, lifestyle, and that's where I started posting on my Insta and gathered some followers. But I never knew that I can turn those followers into my business or some source of income. And that's where, when I attached my passion into fitness, social media, talking with people, I just merge everything, and I see that magic happening, because whatever I am doing, I just love doing it. I don't have to pretend, or it's not a job where all of like most of us just do it by default. But I started analyzing that whatever I'm doing, I'm just loving it. And that's where that strong desire to do it more has increased. And through all my social media, I have been influencing people. And that's where I'm able to, connect to so many people who have a similar kind of interest. And thus, increasing our business partnership as well. So all of these things has given us a, great source. And I'm very happy, and it feels that, I was born to do this business.
Sure. So Agatika, I think you've sort of spoken about all the inhibitions that come with it, but now you're putting, the money where your mouth is and going ahead with your passion. So very interesting there, because a lot of young folk always are in doubt whether to put that first step forward or not. But once you do it, there's no real turning back, because the passion is what drives you. And when you see that engagement and feedback from the community, that's what keeps you growing. As we know, so Agatika runs this community called Milky Way Trails. So very engaging, platform there as well. So Agatika, now, question to all of you, really, when it comes to the passion economy, because it's really exciting. But like we've said, there are many social inhibitions. A lot of people, young people, are filled with doubt on whether to take up that 9-to-5 job, whether that is more lucrative. Do you actually make, money while doing a business that is run out of passion, or is it just a sort of a hobby, or can it turn into a full-time job? These are some questions that regularly come up. So if I were to start with you, Gurrans, what kind of advice would you like to give to the youth out there who are, in a sense, in a dilemma when it comes to following their passion and building a business around it? What would you have to say?
I think the only difference between an ordinary or extraordinary, you call it, the only difference is way of thinking. I think becoming passionate about your, the things you want in life, it starts with a strong desire. Be passionate. It will help you, to overcome the daily challenges you will feel in your journey, and have patience with the things, because to moving from a point to B point, you just need to have the patience and the figure out to how to get from A to B. Everything starts from a small, but being passionate, being leading the journey you want, you need to enjoy your journey, and passion derives the inner you. You will, see yourself improving in this journey. So it will be a very interesting journey. Just have the standards for yourself in a day. Keep small tasks, and the way you will accomplish the small task, it will give you the confidence. It will give you the next, connecting the dots will happening, and slowly you will build an organization, you will build a community, you will build an empire that's going to inspire your family, your dears and near ones, and the people that will look up to you. So I think be passionate, be energetic, have a strong desire, and just get it done. Thank you.
Sure, Gurel. So just take the plunge, keep at it, have patience, and continue to build. Those are some tips that Gurel has given us. Anjali, what would you say to the youth out there to sort of go ahead and really, give them wings to take their dream forward?
Yeah. So for me, doing what we love is more important, and I always follow my heart. So when I came here, the one thing which I loved here is inspiring more people and working with more people, so that I followed it and I could able to do that, and I enjoy my life today. So that's more important, being happy, and do follow what your heart says, and do follow what you really love, right? Instead of doing just mechanical life.
Right. That's a very interesting point that you brought up there. Instead of just doing a mechanical job and being unhappy in it, rather do something more worthwhile and follow your passion that keeps you happy as well. So Agatika, you also mentioned, that in a sense, you took up your passion, maybe slightly accidental entrepreneurship, if you want to call it that, because initially you were an IT professional. So what would you say to, other folk who are in a similar position and probably the same age as you?
So I would say that it is very, very important to know your passion, because all of us have some kind of hidden talent, and maybe, when we grow, we go in this studies, and then we go to the rat race somewhere, it is there hidden. So it is very, very important to first know your passion and then follow it and build your future towards it. Right? So it shouldn't be something which is just a short-term thing, which you are just doing it for a fun. But if you're really passionate, you will have the deep desire from inside to pursue it. And that's where, the success will definitely happen. So just stay consistent, stay focused, and work toward this is very, very important.
Great point there, Swagatika. Don't just do it for fun. If you're really passionate, go the whole distance and sort of make sure that it turns around for you, and that will really keep you going. Coming to you, Sunil, what bit of advice would you give to the youth? You have a huge youth following, as you mentioned. So what advice would you give them?
I just want to say, just believe in yourself, believe in your passion. And there is one common fear of failure. And when you start doing, the fear get overcome, and you get more confident to do more thing, and you get succeed. Just start and do it.
Very good point you brought up there, the fear of failure, Sunil, that initial starting issue really, but it's really a cycle. You take that first step and then everything is, history. So thanks for that bit of advice. Monica, coming to you, what would you define success, or how would you describe success in a passion economy? What really are the metrics that you measure? So as a passionpreneur, what kind of advice would you give, and how would you describe success?
Shivani, for me, success is to be able to make a difference in someone's life. If I can bring smile to someone's face because of whatever work I am doing, that is already a success to me. So that is where my passion comes from, knowing that, so many girls are thanking me, happy using the products, and they really like it, and they're repeat customers coming back and giving me feedbacks. That is a very big, a success factor for me, and that is my fuel, and that is what keeps me going. But when it comes to whether I would like all the youth out there to go ahead and just plunge it, I do understand, you can't learn a startup journey. It's like learning swimming. You have to plunge into the pool. You can't stand by the side and take theoretical lessons and say, ki mujhe sab aa gaya, now I'm ready. So that time will never come when you will say, I am fully ready to begin now. You'll have to deep dive. You'll have to learn your way of coming. But I would really want to show both sides of the coin. While it is very passionate to live your dream, because, it's like ek nasha hota hai. And nasha in that sense, when it is your own dream, when it is your own desire, and there's no one else telling you what to do, but it is your own wish, then there is no stopping. Because initially, there's going to be lots of hard work, lots of long hours of working. And of course, youth also have to plan their financial security. It will demand lots of funds. So if you have a bank, someone backing you up with the finances, or is it your own job savings that you have done, you want to use it for your startups, that is very critical to look at. But once you decide that you're 100% sure and you're getting into it, then after that, it has to be 100% commitment. You have to give all that you've got. Midway, there's no turning back. And if you can, sustain that and be patient, I'm sure you will see the results.
Sure, Monica, very well put. I think the bottom line is that you essentially are in control. It is your passion that drives you. So, and the amount you give is what you really get back in return. So thanks for that. And Taru, closing comments from you as well. What do you believe stands out about the passion economy in India per se, if you want to comment on that, the overall passion economy as it stands today, as well as what would your bit of advice be to people who are sort of taking it up for the first time?
First of all, I really want to tell the youth that if you guys are in your 20s, you are blessed. You have been born in an environment where being different is welcome, where being different, daring to do something is celebrated. 20 years ago, being an entrepreneur was not the same for us. It was not so normal. It was not so accepted. So if I say in terms of society, that rejection, that, oh my God, what is she doing? What is he doing? That factor has totally gone. But anyways, entrepreneurship is never about acceptance. It's never about going by what the world thinks or what the world says. But coming to that, some of us, it does not happen that everybody discovers their passion very early on in life, right? Sometimes it happens at a certain time. You would be very fortunate if you discovered your passion like at 15, 16, 20, 25. But you know what? If you finally follow your heart, follow your passion, it's never too late. I mean, Monica here, the rest of us started at 23, 24. Monica here decided on her, embarked her journey in her 40s. So there's no limit to age, but yeah, if you know it earlier, don't wait. If you know your passion, do not be afraid. Yes, there are risks always, but one thing which is universal is this. Unless you go full steam into something, nothing moves. Steam can move ships, we all know that, but lukewarm water doesn't change a thing. So if you decide to do something, you really have to burn your bridges. You really have to stop counting, because an entrepreneur never counts. What am I giving in? I will give all I've got, because unless your passion is making you sleepless because you have big dreams, you haven't found your passion. So what I would, encourage you to do is, do not kill your inner voice. Listen, introspect. Sometimes that passion is there, but we are killing it with practicality. We are killing it with logic. We are killing it with others' opinions. So be very bold. Do not, suffocate that inner voice who tells you that you can be better. Any journey is worthwhile if it brings out the best version of you. Right.
Sure, Taru, some great thoughts and viewpoints over there. The message clearly saying that, it's never a right time. The time is now. So really be bold and listen to your heart. I think that's the general message that all of us are giving out there. So thank you so much to all of you for joining us on the panel, sharing your thoughts and bringing your passion to this discussion. All of you are clearly young at heart and driving your business to greater heights. And I'm sure the audience, of course, will be taking home some really interesting insights there and a lot of motivation to really help them take that plunge into the passion economy. So thank you so much for your time. Stay safe and stay healthy.